What's up, guys? In this video, I want to show you how to use substitution to factor a quadratic trinomial. All right, so on a problem like this, what I want you to recognize is it's a trinomial, right? We have a 1, 2, 3 terms, all separated by subtraction. Now, the one thing I want you to recognize, and at least, kind of come through, whenever you see a problem like this, and you need to be factoring, we need to be able to rewrite this expression as a product, right? And I think the one most important thing that I always like to do is when I'm dealing with a problem like this is to just recognize, like, what am I most familiar with, right? When I know how to factor, like this is a trinomial. How do I factor trinomials? And I know how to factor quadratic trinomials, by identifying what two numbers multiply to give you 7, add to give me -8. So even though this is x to the 4th and this is an x to the squared, a lot of times when I look at a problem, I just like to go like, all right, let's just try to make things simple. Let's try to go through what I do know. And this could be right or this could be wrong, but I just want to that's the way my brain goes to. It's like, all right, why don't I just rewrite the equation like this? It's not the exact same thing, but I do recognize here, if this is going to be factorable, that might be something that I can use to relate to over here, okay? So again, just factoring quadratic trinomial, like the basics, right? We say what two numbers multiply to give 7, add to give me -8. I recognize, oh, -7 and -1, right? Those are going to make it multiple, and they add to give me -8. Okay, so now what we're looking at here is we recognize that these two multiply to give us this. Unfortunately, though, they don't multiply to give us on this one, right? So we have a little issue here. And there is a kind of a quick little tip that I like to do. But before I do that, what I want to do, also maybe think about it like another way that you can approach this. We know that factoring with a quadratic is going to be preferred, right? So if we want to show our work correctly, one thing that we can do is we can do what we call substitution. I don't want it to be this to x to the 4th and x squared. What I want to do is I want to put it into this format. So mathematically, the correct way to be able to represent that would be what we call using substitution. Basically, what we're going to say is like, I want to let a different variable represent these variables. So one way I can do is say like, let u equal x squared. Now, why am I letting u equal x squared? Why don't I just let u equal x, right? Well, again, what is it I want? I want this to be represented as a u, right? And I want this to be represented as a u squared. Now, again, if u is equal to x squared, does x to the 4th equal a u squared? Yes, it does, right? Because let's think about it this way. So x to the 4th is equal to a x squared times x squared, which is also going to be written as a x squared squared, right? And again, what did we say x squared was? That was a u. So therefore, now I can rewrite this expression with a u squared instead of an x to the 4th, a u instead of an x. OK, so now what I want you to recognize is really it's the exact same thing over here. Right? Now, again, through practice and through a lot of time and error, like I kind of initially always go to this. But if you can follow this, this is going to be really useful, especially in upper level mathematics, where you just realize like, let something simple represent a more difficult example, okay? And therefore, in this case, we're letting u equal an x squared. And now you say, oh yeah, you can factor this, right? We already know u minus 7 times a u minus 1. Here's the thing, though, that I want you to get into, right? And here's where I want to kind of make this relationship here, because a lot of times students can do this, but they kind of have trouble rewriting the final answer correctly. Because this is the factor form for this. That's not the factor form for over here. So remember, what did we say u squared was? U is equal to an x squared, right? So now I can write the final form here, which is going to be an x squared minus a 7 times a, an x squared minus 7. Yeah, then this one is going to be an x squared. And therefore, that's going to be minus a 1. Yeah, 1. OK, so that is going to be my final answer. Now, again, look, here's a cool thing. What about this answer? If I recognize that trinomial relationship, and all I simply need to do is just go ahead and get my factored correctly, right? Which sometimes students can do this, so this is what I like to do. All you simply need to do is also what I like to call raise the factors. So x times x is going to give you an x squared. If I want to get x to the 4th, then just raise the factors. And now you can see I have the exact same answer I had over here. And voila, we're all done. Now, sometimes this method can be easy to understand when you're dealing with x to the 4th and x squared. But a lot of times we say, rely on substitution. But in the next video, I'll show you how to factor one without using substitution, but only using this method, so therefore it makes sense. I'll see you in that video.